Hi guys, welcome back. Scatlink here, and we are off for more Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's half term, and I've got time to burn. Well, actually, it's only the Saturday, but you know. In the last episode, we did the Mask Trading side quest, and in the end, we got a few upgrades and the Mask of Truth, which, well, the only function really is to allow us to talk to these stones. Responding to your mask, this strange stone statue talks to you. Are you ever heard this? They say that Malon set the original record in the obstacle course of Long Long Ranch. Not the Stig. And in this episode, we are going to finally reveal what I've been saying all this time, like, you'll be waiting for you, well, you know what I mean. I've been saying it throughout the entire Let's Play so far, and this is why. We're going to the Temple of Time, once and for all, to progress the plot, and to find out why I've been saying, we'll get to that later, all the time. And with the Ocarina of Time and the Song of Time next to the Door of Time with the 3 spiritual stones to open the Door of Time and the Pedestal of Time and all that kind of shit. I don't think I've said time enough times. Time. We need to play the Song of Time. Open Sesame! Fly, my stones, fly! Takes a while, don't it? Place them into the slots, and shine! The Door of Time opens. Just like the supermarket doors of yore. When I mean yore, I mean now. And we can walk in. Oh yeah, now, before I continue, I just want to show this off quickly. I know this is kind of bit, ruining the tension, but look at this. If I just stand, like, roughly here, you can see that it's just like a corridor. The wall goes that way, wall goes that way, but there's no ceiling. Well, if we go just a little bit further, it will change. Watch carefully. You can see what it is, right? Watch it change. Pop! We're now in a completely different room. It's because of, you know, low event walls that have to load the next area of the area. Sean, is that? It's a bit late there, because I've been showing off some stuff. What's the matter with me today? I can't talk properly. It's that legendary blade. The Master Sword. Hell yes, in all of its 3D polygonal glory. And before we go pick it up, I want to just show you this as well. If we go backwards, this area is unloaded. So if we just stand roughly here, you can see that there is only a little bit of wall that's there. And, once again, no ceiling. But if we go a little bit forward, as well as the spiritual stones, by the way, pop! Windows, pillars, and everything just show up. Very random. It's because of how it preloads an area, so that it looks like it gives you the illusion that there's something back there, but there isn't really until you go forward where it loads the actual proper area, as you can tell. Now, I'm just going to warn you right now. If you have anything else that you want to do it now, because once you pick the Master Sword up, you won't be able to do stuff at this point in the game for a little while. Give it like a dungeon. But if you are ready to progress, like I am, you want to go pick it up. Wait, what? Gammon Pork! Yeah. Excellent work. As I thought, you held the keys to the Door of Time. You have led me to the gates of the Sacred Realm. Yes, I owe it all to you, kid. So that's what his evil plan was all along. He wanted to get into the Door of Time, but couldn't get the Ocarina of Time. so he couldn't get into the Sacred Realm. Scatlink, wake up. Scatlink, the Chosen One. Stop talking to me, I'm trying to explain what happened. And because we opened the Door of Time, we pretty much led Ganondorf into the Sacred Realm without the keys, because he didn't have them and we did. And he used us to gain entrance. Now what's this place? It kind of looks all mystical, with lights coming down from nowhere, glowing magical platforms of awesomeness, overflowing with water and everything, pads. And who the hell are you, fat boy? Pfft, fat man. It's a fat man. I'm Raru, one of the ancient sages. Long ago, we ancient sages built the Temple of Time to protect the entrance to the Sacred Realm. This is the Chamber of Sages, inside the Temple of Light. The Temple of Light, situated in the very center of the Sacred Realm, is the last stronghold against Ganondorf's evil forces. The Master Sword, the evil-destroying sword that you pulled out of the Pedestal of Time, another time-related object, was final key to opening the Sacred Realm. Scatlink, don't be alarmed. Look at yourself! Oh my god, I'm wearing tights, I have a long-sleeved shirt on, and I'm wearing gauntlets. And I've gone through puberty. Look, Scatlink, you're big now. You've grown up. The Master Sword is a sacred blade which evil ones may never touch. Only one worthy of the title of Hero of Time can pull it from the Pedestal of Time. However, you were too young to be the Hero of Time. Therefore, your spirit was sealed here for 7 years. And now that you are old enough, the time has come for you to awaken as the Hero of Time. Well, do you understand your destiny? I guess? But remember, though you opened the Door of Time in the name of peace, Ganondorf, the Gerudo King of Thieves, used it to enter this forbidden sacred realm. He obtained the Triforce from the Temple of Light, and with its power, he became the King of Evil. His evil power radiated from the temples of Hyrule, and in 7 short years, it transformed Hyrule into a world of monsters. My power now has only little influence, even in this sacred realm. Namely, this Chamber of Sages. But there is still hope. The power of the sages remains. When the power of all the sages is awakened, the sages' seals will contain all the evil power in the void of the realm. I, Raru, am one of the sages, and your power to fight together with the sages makes you the Hero of Time. The Hero of Time, chosen by the Master Sword. Keep my spirit with you, and find the power of the other sages and add their might to your own. And here, take this oversized novelty coin. I always wanted to use that line from AOS Slapdogs Abridged, which apparently is still going on with the Majora's Mask. You know, he's doing like an episode every year. Slowly but surely it's going on, but anyway. You received the Light Medallion. Raru the Sage adds his power to yours. Which pretty much does nothing, it's just a key item. Find the other sages and save Hyrule. So, we picked up the Master Sword. We were a 9-year-old kid who wasn't strong enough to wield it, so it froze us in time for 7 years. Which pretty much means Ganondorf's gone stupid with power. And now, in a 16-year-old body in the 16th episode. Being recorded on the 16th, actually. Nah, it ain't, it's 15th. I've just read the calendar wrong, derp. We're now in the future. Scatlink, we're back in the Temple of Time, but have 7 years really passed? It looks like you won't be able to use some of the weapons you found as a kid anymore. Let's get out of here. And notice that the temple is darker than it usually is. Even though we've only been in here once, and I sense a presence. On guard! Look at me, I can wield a Hylian shield on my arm now. I have been waiting for you, hero of time. When evil rules all, an awakening voice from the sacred realm will call those destined to be sages who dwell in the 5 temples. One in a deep forest, one on a high mountain, one under a vast lake, one within the house of the dead, one inside a goddess of the sand. Together, with the hero of time, the awakened ones will bind the evil and return the light of peace to the world. This is the legend of the temples, passed down by my people, the Sheikah. I am Sheik, survivor of the Sheikahs. Fitting name, don't you think? As I see you standing there, holding the mythical Master Sword, you really do look like the legendary hero of time. If you believe the legend, you have no choice. You must look for the 5 temples and awaken the 5 sages. One sage is waiting for the temple, for the time of awakening in the forest temple. The sage is a girl that I'm sure you know. Wait, forest girl? Only girl that we know of? Saria? Because of the evil power in the temple, she cannot hear the awakening call from the sacred realm. Unfortunately, equipped as you currently are, you cannot even enter the temple. But if you believe what I'm saying, you should head to Kakariko Village. Do you understand, Scatlink? Hey, how do you know my name? I'll kick you with this sword and my manly voice. So yes, we're an adult. As you can see, our C buttons have been automatically set to Deco Nuts on the left C, Bombs on the down C, and Ocarina on the right C. Even if you don't have any in stock, or if you don't even have the item for some bizarre reason, like if you avoided to pick up Deco Nuts, it will still be highlighted, which is kind of awkward. But yes, I do not like that setup, so I'm going to do that. And that's pretty much the only change I'm going to do. We cannot equip our Deku Shield or Kokiri Sword. We cannot equip Deku Sticks, Fairy Slingshot. We can't even use our Boomerang, so we can't get Gold Skulltulas yet. And yes, the other half of the Gold Skulltulas are at this point in the game. They're in the future. 7 years, to be exact. I still got to get that extra Magic Bean at some point. I should have really got that off screen, to be honest, because I do have the money. But yeah, we can't use our slingshots, so the bullet bag's kind of useless. And even though that the Gorn's bracelet isn't highlighted, you still need it in order to pick up bomb flowers and everything. Sorry for that awkward cut. I thought I heard something. Anyway, so yeah, we're in 7 years in the future. The whole place is dark. Light isn't shining down from the windows. I wonder what the world looks like outside. It cannot be good. Dev Memory looks pretty odd. Looks like we're going to have to sort that out at some point as well. So yeah, everything around here is dead, everything's terrible, but we're awesome. Because we can use an unbreakable and unburnable shield as our basic shield now. If you don't have it, you can go get the one at the graveyard at this point in the game. Which, funnily enough, is where we've got to go anyway. Because, you know, Kakariko, it's where we've got to go. But Saria's in trouble, and the whole marketplace has been ransacked, destroyed, and infested with Reedits. But the thing is, they can't freeze you, as you just saw there. They screamed at me, but I didn't get frozen. And if you ever need an extra bit of magic, you want to go kill them. They always drop magic, so that's a good thing. We don't want to go to Hyrule Castle yet, because, well, if this place is infested, who knows what's happened to the castle. So we want to ignore that for now. If you want to go up there, go right ahead. But, you know, spoilers, so I'm not going to do that. And are all the soldiers gone as well? Well, there's this creepy dude here with a glowing red eye, and he's got Poes up there, so he's a Poe catcher. Let's see what he has to say. Hey, buddy, why haven't you evacuated? This place is infested with zombies. You're quite an energetic young man. You're brave and handsome, too. Your name is Scatlink, isn't it? Don't be surprised. I can read people's minds. If I looked as good as you, I could run a different kind of business. Innuendo, folks, innuendo. My shop is the only ghost shop in Hyrule. Because of the great Ganondorf, it is a fine time for a business like this. Oh, I can only hope the world gets even worse. The ghosts, called Poes, are spirits of concentrated hatred that appear in the fields and graveyard. They hate the world. Young man, if you catch a Poe, I will pay a lot of money for it. So yeah, we can catch Poes, and this is who you give them to. You know the Poes that you've been bumping into in the graveyard, you can give it to this dude for a little extra money. Because you don't want to drink them, of course, because that will make you take damage or give you a couple of health, but it's not exactly the best thing to do. And Hyrule Castle, it's in an even more terrible state. Just look at this. Well, it's not really visual, but it's always dark around here. Every time you go near an area that's infested with evil, it's going to be dark at the entrance. And there are no Style Childs. The only enemies around here now are... Well, I'm surprised it hasn't appeared, actually. Let me walk this way a little bit further. Okay, he's not appearing. That's weird. Maybe it's next to the sign. There he is. See? Poes. And those Poes are special. Those are called big Poes. We can't get them right now, and they are really fast, and we don't have any long-range weapons, so we can't catch them at the moment. And there are 10 of them in the game, and that's pretty much another collectible, technically, because once we grab all 10, we get a prize. Should we believe what Sheik said and go to Kakariko Village? Well, we don't even know what's happened to Saria, so let's try and get some information out of her. I mean, she hasn't talked to us in about 7 years. I wonder what's up. Scatlink, this is Saria. Can you hear me? Great! You're safe! I knew I would hear from you again! I'm in the forest temple. The forest spirits were calling for help, so I went to check it out. But it's full of evil monsters. Help me, Scatlink! And the funny thing is, how did Saria even get into the temple? If we can't even get in there as we're currently equipped, Saria wasn't even equipped at all. Except for a fairy ocarina. So how did she even get in? Well, that's not important. What is important is that we go to Kakariko Village and get what we need. I don't need to worry about those rupees. So we're climbing into the future. And now for Kakariko Village, once again it's not exactly in the best of states. Once we enter, everything goes all dark and miserable. But if you were wondering what happened to the Castle Town folk, they're not all dead. Some of them actually survived and fled to Kakariko Village. I mean, it is right next door to the city, so what do you expect? These laughing dudes. Look at this guy. Ever since he escaped from Hyrule Castle Town, he's become even more timid. Well, what's up? I didn't want to pick up a bush. And notice that this tree has actually changed over time. I tell you, I saw him. I saw the ghostly figure of Dampy the Gravekeeper sinking into his grave. It looked like he was holding some kind of treasure. Treasure? And hello, bomb. Came out of nowhere. That was weird. Maybe it came out of the bush I chucked. But yes, the building that was not finished has now become the shooting gallery. And if we go up here, to these two houses up here, speed it up a little because, you know, travel is slow. We got this house has now become the potion shop, and the house that was opposite that we couldn't get into is now the bazaar. And fun fact, if you actually somehow get into the event wall behind this door as a child, it will actually take you to the bazaar in Castle Town, but if you leave, it will still take you out here. It's because it's coded not to open unless you're an adult, but it hasn't coded to change depending on where you are. And even though that this will be a bit of a short episode with hardly any progress made except for getting the light medallion and becoming an adult and getting the master sword, that I just want to start off the adult trading side quest first, because we'll have to wait a little while before we can actually start it, and you'll see why. I bred a new type of miniature cuckoo. I call it the pocket cuckoo. I don't get goosebumps with this baby. Cuckoos are very good at getting lazy late risers out of bed. Haven't you heard of them before? I helped you catch them, lady. If you haven't even recognised me by the suit I'm wearing, there's something wrong with you. It makes them very happy to crow cuckoo, especially when it wakes up a very heavy sleeper. However, my cuckoo is not entirely happy right now. You look like you're good at handling cuckoos. Gee, you just noticed. Here, take this egg. After the cuckoo hatches, bring it back to me after a while, and I'll check it out its mood. What do you think? Will you try it? Yes, I will, because you want to do this as early as possible, but we can't do it right now. We can do most of it now, but we can't do all of it now, so I'm going to leave this for a little bit later. And the reason why we had to get it first is because it's a pocket egg, so it has to hatch beforehand. So we're going to have to wait a little while anyway before we can even start it off. But once it's hatched, we'll be able to progress. And I think that will do for this episode. The target that we want to go to is, now that we gathered that clue from the townsfolk, is that we want to go see Dampy the Gravekeeper in the graveyard. In the next episode, guys, we will delve into his grave and see what treasure he was holding. Things can only get worse from here. See you guys then.